Future and Metro Boomin have released their collab album, We Don't Trust You. Here are my first thoughts. I should tell you that I love Metro Boomin, but Future I've kind of been up and down with. I like some of his older stuff. Lately I'm kind of on him, so my expectations on this album have been all over the place. There's been times where my expectations have been super high, other times where they've kind of been like, oh, I'm probably going to be disappointed. But in the end, I will say right from the beginning, this is a decent album. It's not a great album, it's a decent album. And I have lots of tracks that I really like, but I do think that it kind of gets a little slow, boring at some times. There's definitely some misses on this, as much as I'd like to say that there aren't. Now, there are lots of great tracks on this album, Young Metro being one of them, and along the lines of these tracks, there's also great features. The Weeknd is on this one. We also have features from Playboi Carti, Travis Scott, and then Kendrick Lamar, which we'll come back to that later, but some great features. Metro Boomin is always really, really good with bringing people together and having them just perform really well on the track. And then of course there's some really great beats, there's some good samples, but I do think that sometimes my attention was kind of in and out with this album. There's certain songs I was kind of like, oh, this is just kind of boring, and then other songs I was like, whoa, this is huge. So highs and lows. Let's talk about like that. This is an amazing hard-hitting beat that just comes on. It's nasty, it's dirty, it's crazy. But then honestly, when I first heard this song, I was kind of like, oh man, I don't really like these verses. I don't really like what they did. The beat was so aggressive at the beginning, and then it kind of mellows out, and the rapping is kind of like not that great. But then Kendrick comes in, and his aggression and his flow and everything, it's intense, it's amazing, and then they end it with that amazing aggressive beat as well. I guess they end it with kind of a fade out verse, which honestly I feel like they shouldn't have. But anyway, this song is amazing, but it's only amazing because of that aggressive beat and because of Kendrick's feature. But I listened to it several times over and over and over, and all I can think of is bum. So definitely this is a must listen album. These are like, especially Metro Boomin, he's really on the rise right now, really putting out some quality stuff, so it's a must listen. I don't think that this is, like a lot of people have said, going to be a trap classic by any means, and I don't think they really did anything that pushed the genre either, but it's a great listen. Like I said, good features, good beats, and you have to hear Kendrick's verse. It's probably one of the best verses that I've heard in a really long time, and a lot of that is because it's short and sweet, and it just hits so hard. Honestly, if it was Kendrick the whole time, it might not have been as good, but because, it's kind of mellow before him and a little bit after, it just is like punching right through. You got to listen to this.